Yo, what up? It's the damn savage scientist Ed here. Y'all already know that I'm the governor of the state of Swampland. Let the chair come in first so you can see who this is. And in this not so universally playing mode, this is serious. This is a serious day. So I'm gonna talk about the last video I just posted, and the video I posted before that, and I'm gonna talk about a little bit of math shit, and I'm gonna talk about some IT topics. So this stream doesn't really have, it's just like if you spill milk on, I don't say spill, in the state of Swampland, we waste stuff. So just like if you waste some milk on the floor, you waste something and then it's gonna be going all over the place. So with that being said, this stream is like a variable. We don't know what's gonna happen with that variable. So Sharky and Barry in the house, double salute there. And I saw you on the premiere of my last video there. That was the video, Data Structures 5. That's the one on yeah, I was able to fix that. So let me explain to you the fundamental law situation, FLOS theorem 6606 and 7707 in 1975. Three fundamental theorems in my book. So it is like this. So a coincidence is the perfect time for bullshit to happen. So let me give you a good one, just one example. This is not church, so I'm not going to give you 5 examples. One example. So based on the fundamental law situations, if you're trying to go to, if you going the same way every day, and when you pass this certain intersection, there's never a cop there. So the one time you run the red light, there's a cop there. That's the fundamental law of situations. Everybody else calls it Murphy's Law. All right, so what I was doing was I just now was moving some stuff around in the background over here. I was trying to get to change the temperature on my light back here, and then somehow, I kind of like this bluish light, and now this son of a bitch over here in the corner just turned to red, and I know why, because this little remote control controls this light here in the corner. See that I kind of like that. And on top I have my BenQ light. Yeah, so yeah, the black screen just happened. I made a mistake and hit the damn power button on the laptop up here. We got E Smallhorn up here, and grandmothers who loves tech actually, and Shark FinTech. We have a lot of people in tech here today, and one home builder. And speaking of building homes, next week I'm talking about smart homes. That was gonna be this week, but I decided to play a little bit with the title here. But next week, smart home and smart devices. that was originally scheduled for this week, but that is a whole nother tangent. So let's talk about Windows 11 first. And I know I spent a lot of time talking about that last week, but Windows 11, I see it as a small incremental change. They didn't really change a lot in going, but if you have Windows 10 and going to Windows 11, it's not gonna be. I mean, yeah, you get a little start menu in the middle of the screen, stuff like that, but it's not gonna be a big change. So yeah, I trying to make this stream look pretty decent here. Yep. So one of the big things here is that is I really like the start menu from Windows. You know, the damn best start. And y'all let me know in the comments which start menu design did you like the most. But me, I like the start menu from Windows what's that? Windows XP. There's let me rank it from first. The old original start menu from Windows 95, to Windows 98. That's the best. Then Windows Vista, then Windows XP, then Vista. It's almost like this damn near go in the order of Windows release. It just seemed like, hey, we had a damn good start menu with Windows 95, and then it progressively got garbager. Garbager, that's the brand new word. It won't be in the dictionary until probably 93 years from now. Garbager. So Windows 95 start menu was perfect. If you hit the start button, it's gonna do exactly what we want it to do. It's gonna show. I mean, it show everything. Show your programs. It showed the settings, and it was simple. Didn't have all this other garbage in it. But now, when you look at Windows XP, I mean, it was pretty good, but that's when it kind of start getting convoluted with other crap that we don't need. We don't need all these stupid folders like when my documents is one that I mean I hate it, and I don't use it, but it's just like you start with my documents. Now you got the little photos thing, and then you got all this other crap up there, and you don't need that. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember how Windows XP start menu looked, but I know that there was some extra stuff. But my thing is, when you want to launch a program, that's the most important thing. So I kind of remember being able to organize. I remember when I first got my first computer back in 1998, and I remember having to read books this thick before 98. So I mean, that's the way it was if you're in the hood and you're trying to learn program. I mean, not program. You want to learn about computers, you had to read big books. So I remember whenever I played around with Windows, I reorganized. I mean, I did some terrible, just screwed my computer up a lot of times. But I learned folders, because one of the most important things I want to know is where my shit is on my computer. So when you get your computer, you're gonna look on the desktop, and that's mostly why that's why my desktop looked just like my real desktop in real life. It looked like crap. And that's almost how it is. You know, that's keeping it 100 real. That's 100 to the 100 power. That's a big number. I don't even know what that number is, but that is keeping it real, because I mean, now if I have to show my desktop to somebody, like, let me show my desktop if I can. Let me see. It's a lot of. I mean, it's not too bad. It's not the worst looking desktop I've made, but it is some junk on my desktop. It's not. I mean, if you really want to see a fucked up desktop, go check out my computer, my the one that I call my home server. There's crap all over that desktop. But the reason why I say that is, what about if Microsoft would have implemented scrolling desktop? So the desktop, the only thing that scrolls is the icon. So if you have 1,000 icons on your desktop, because if you notice, if you go beyond the limits of your Windows desktop, it's gonna slow your computer down. It's gonna have trouble you're gonna just have all kind of trouble. I don't know what's wrong with Windows, but if you go beyond the dimensions of your desktop with 400 icons, that's gonna really slow your computer down. So Microsoft never addressed that, and they just come with all this old snapping shit. I mean, that's stuff apps already do. And so we got tech review suite. I mean, the review suite here. You know, just saluting in the stream. There you go. And so when you look at the desktop experience in Windows 10, it's I mean not the start menu experience in Windows 10. It's even worse. It's just like, I remember back whenever you had this little thing, you put it over accessories, there go the clock, there go all this, and you could take all those items and place them on your start menu. And you know, I guess I might have to do a third stream where I actually put me a VM running, or just install Classic Shell on one of my computers so you can see. But it is on my work computer in the back. So, you know, my thing is, it's just like, it's more productive to be able to drag and drop to the start menu. It's when you go home, that's your homework. Try and see how easy it is if you just installed, or even better, if you have a folder, you got a goddamn folder, and you put that son of a bitch, just you want it to fly out. Like if you have a folder with 9 subfolders, and if you want to go inside each of those subfolders, it will open, and then another one will open. And let me see if I could draw this right quick. I'm no artist, so this is gonna be my best shot at drawing what this will look like here. I done screwed it up already. So let's say you have this start menu right here, and this is what it used to look like. This is the start menu, and this is your folder. You click it, and now you have your selection. You have your first line item selection, and then you have your second item. So this is what it used to be. Now you can't do that. So that's just the way, you know, we all used to things the way it used to be. But Microsoft really they're not caring about that. They too busy trying to keep up with Apple, and that's probably one of the reasons why I would say Windows is not the great operating system it used to be, because they're too busy putting worthless, look like they're running worthless apps. And look at all this shit, Candy Crush installed. Candy Crush, little damn little things for Candy Crush and all this stuff popping up on the start menu. I don't want to see that. I just want a plain start menu that you can get work done. I mean, they have people who designed some beautiful replacement start menus for Windows 10, but they didn't care. So we got E Smallhorn saying hit the like button. And if so, Sharky said, if Denzel Washington was a programmer, he'd be savage. He would be the savage scientist. Man, if I had the money Denzel Washington had, then Denzel Washington would he'll be on this stream right now learning how to code. But yeah. So I'm just checking in to see what's going on here. Yep, so you would think Windows 11 would come before Windows 95. You know, that is true, huh? But yeah, I think that comes from actually Windows actually started off with Windows 1.1 back in what, 1985, 10 years before Windows 95, I think. And it was a hunk of shit. And then they started to improve it, and it got a little better. You know, it was still garbage, but it was running as a DOS, basically a program running. Windows was just a program running on top of DOS. Back then, I used to use the good old DOS shell. I used to play Doom and run Doom through DOS shell, and yeah, that was my go-to shell experience with Windows. With DOS, because I didn't like I didn't like Windows too much. And then Windows 3.1 came along. Windows 3. That's when it really started to get a little better, and people started to recognize it. Microsoft started making money, and now we had Windows what? Windows 95 came along under the Chicago something where they were competing with IBM, because IBM was all in this thing too at one time. You know, let me hit some of this good old H2O. But Windows 95 came out, and actually they were trying to get it out in 94, but they had some problems. And so what happened was OS2 was competing with Windows, and they created this warp thing. OS2 warp, and it was better. It was still used all the way up to the late 2000 and probably 2018. It was still used in some ATMs, and so Windows 95 was almost got totaled by warp, OS2 warp. So Microsoft just put a lot of money into their marketing to make it so to just convince people to stay with Windows. And then they shipped experimental shitty ass Internet Explorer and all type of other apps that came along. So Windows almost lost it. But then when Windows 95 came out, the start menu came out, and then Microsoft decided to do this bullshit with Windows 8 and get rid of the start menu. That's why I have to say the worst thing to be is to go from good old Windows 7 to Windows 8. It just doesn't make sense. And they don't even have a Windows 9, but they just skipped the shit out of Windows 9 and went straight to Windows 10. And Windows 10 is all right. But I'm actually surprised that they even did this Windows 11, because I remember they said that this is going to be the last version of Windows, and now I guess they're going to come out with Windows 12 too. Windows 12 is probably going to be the one that you look for, though. It might be some good things going. So what I'm saying is the start menu in Windows. The start menu doesn't look like it really improved by much, and the File Explorer is definitely trash. This thing is damn. I'm not gonna use the word trash because I'm not a YouTuber coined that word. So I'm just saying POS, P-O-S, piece of shit. So the Windows start menu, not start menu. Windows Explorer is just all. It's not as good as you just play with Vista. Like I said in my last live stream, when you can start on the spot, and then they have these stupid, unnecessary BS folders. I'm gonna show them to you right quick. These folders that I really hate. Go to computer. Another thing, it's called this PC. Shit, I keep forgetting this thing is touchscreen. I hate touchscreen too. I'm a real hater. I hate everything almost. So see these bastards here? I hate them. I don't know anyone who used this. They need to get rid of it. This is straight up bullshit. Nobody used these stupid folders, and we just put it on the desktop. Or just give you an option. Hey, for the people who use them, salute. But Microsoft needs to make a way that you could get rid of that junk. And there are some utilities that you could use to go in the registry and get rid of that stuff. But then once Windows does an update, they back. So that's why they still on my computer now, because I updated Windows and they came back, and I just wanted to set my computer on fire, because I do not like all that BS in the way. Oh, thanks for that diagram comment. Yeah, I'm trying here. I'm no Picasso here. So oh yeah, so grandmother said this looked like New York City. I guess if I would have put some text in here, it wouldn't have. But we could just look at each of these lines as text, and you have text all through here. I'm gonna just find you a picture of the Windows start menu so you can see what I'm talking about. Windows 95. I just typed Windows 85. All right, so here we go here. It looks like I have two copies of myself. That's that recursion going right there. So let me get rid of one of these. And we're going to do this again. And there it is. Windows 95 start menu. This is what I like. And I mean, if you see the one, this thing right here, the original Windows 95 start menu. And with that thing, I used to be, I mean, you could put folders in anything. You could put a folder on the start menu, and it's going to open up with these fly out types of menus, just like that. And whenever, if you notice, and when you get to Windows Vista, thinking Vista, no, Windows 7. Windows 7, all that changed. So Vista, let's take a look and see if Vista had it. All right, so Vista, yeah, I mean, I don't know what that crap is, but that looked like I think this is this transparent thing. I think that is something else. That's not part of Windows. But yeah, so Vista had the same thing, but a lot of this stuff was on the side. And if you hit all programs on the bottom, it's gonna have that same behavior. So I think Vista actually may have the best start menu. And I'm thinking Windows 7 you can put all that back, but I'm telling you, Windows XP had it too. So yeah, but Vista had a nice clean start menu. Everybody hated Vista. I think Vista was straight up gangster. I loved Vista. And that's because I didn't use all the stuff that used to crash your computer too. But yeah, Windows Vista, pretty damn good. Let me see where is our stream here. All right, so now, yeah, Sharky. Everybody said Vista was a POS, but go back, use Windows 10 and go back to Vista. Just use it for a week, and I bet you're gonna. I mean, especially with modern computers. I mean, Vista would probably, all those performance issues you had with Vista would probably not be that big of a deal here. So let's go back and take a look at the second topic. What was the second topic? Oh, the second topic is my previous 3 videos. So I posted a video showing my nano leaf collection off. I'm gonna do another video on it, and it was real short. I mean, I've been joked in the community for 31-second video, but the purpose of that video was to show y'all my nano leaves and a drawing with, just a great my great artwork. But yeah. So let's see here. Let's see what Sharky is saying about Windows 10. In fairness to Windows 10, though, I think they changed the tile format because of the touchscreen interface. That might, you know what? That's true. But still, if Windows could have, if they could maintain 2 apps to remove programs, you could still use appwiz.cpl, and you could use the add and remove programs. 2 damn near totally separate looking apps. Then why can't they have a way that you could go back to the original start menu? And you know, that's all I'm saying. I mean, it's not freaking differential equations, one of the hardest math classes that I ever heard of. It's just that they should, I mean, if they would have invested more time into that instead of trying to beat Apple, Windows still runs on at least 75% of the computers out here. So why they still trying to do what, I mean, let Apple have it. Apple is a consumer friendly product, and Windows is business oriented. You don't see Apple trying to go after the consumer, I mean the business market. I mean, but they kind of do have Mac server, but they focusing all of they putting all their energy into making sure their product is geared towards the people who they put this stuff out for. I mean, well, at least they kind of, you know, controlling, you know, ecosystem, that totalitarian walled garden idea of Apple being we know what you want, so we're gonna just put this out here like folding phones, and you ain't gonna see a folding Apple phone until 10 years. It's gonna be a folding Apple phone with a notch cutout on both damn screens, because it looked like they still haven't got around to in-device fingerprint readers and stuff like that. You know, that whole thing with Apple is a little different though. But right now I'm looking at Apple is not trying to be Microsoft. They're not trying to make all these changes to their system. And you know what? That's why they don't have touchscreen Macs. And I actually want a touchscreen Mac. But then it's just, you know that's a whole nother conversation for another day, because Apple isn't trying to be Microsoft. And I still, to some point, Microsoft isn't trying to be Apple. They're just trying to make Windows 10 more consumer friendly and touchscreen friendly. And at the same time, they're ignoring the stuff that made Microsoft Windows great. The start menu. That start menu is copied all over. And now they want to make their shit look like Apple. And if they're going to do that, then separate the start menu and put a bar on the top like Linux, and have the Windows logo to the left, just like how Apple got the Apple logo on the left. Then put a bar up there and call it a day. If you really want to be Apple, Microsoft, do that. So this is Sharky again. Agreed. There should be a toggle option. A toggle window. Yes, for classic start menu for those who prefer it. Because right now you will have to hack a version of you have to install Classic Shell. It's a very great program to have, Classic Shell. Just look that up when you get some time. I'm gonna install that on a computer and show you what it is if you don't know. But I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know how this. I mean, because I really like the start menu on the left, and I like my full size icons on my little full size tiles on the bottom, and this little thing with the weather on it. And it doesn't even go with the feng shui of my desktop. I have a big yellow sun down here, and all the rest of the icons, at least the system icons, white, and then you have a big yellow sun down there. So for somebody who likes stuff to look a certain way, then that's another thing that's just not really not fun, and it's not elegant. It's not this beautiful OS that Microsoft is making. And they put a little pretty picture in the background that moves, but then it's the same old crap. So now let's move on to the second part of this thing, and that's what I have planned for with data structures. So you probably saw my first first 5 videos on data structures. I just released one today. I'm trying to present this information in a not so boring, you know, college course looking format. I mean, really, if you take it as a college course, the instructors, professors, whoever the hell teaching it, they're gonna tell you, they're gonna give it to you in more of a mathematical way. So if they were talking about a series, instead of saying a series of one, two, three, or 4 items, they'll say something like, let's say you have a collection of k items numbered from K1 to Kn. That's exactly how they would say it. So what they mean is one, two, a series of pins. So let me show you what so this would be K1, K2, K3, K4, all the way to Kn. That's what they're saying. K1, Kn. And they'll have a few dots to let you know that there's an infinite amount of numbers between your group right here of 1, 2, 3, 5 items right here. And then when you get to this one, this could be the 900th item. So they're just saying that there's a infinite number. So I know you probably saw that notation before somewhere where they have dot, dot, dot in. And that's the way it's taught. But I know, I'm trying to make my videos so I don't do all that stuff, because this stuff is already a little complicated, and I'm no teacher. I'm not an education expert. So the way I'm presenting this is just to try and make this fun and exciting. So when you get your smartphone and you take a look at the memory that's in it, then you're gonna see that what this memory means, what is paging, what's a page file, and how that stuff works is that all that stuff has to do with mapping memory. And when you run out of memory on your computer, or when you run out of memory on your phone, now you understand why it's crashing. And that's really what a lot of that stuff goes back to data structures. The entire file system in most cases are implemented with red black trees. And we have lists all over the place and hash functions, and I didn't even get to hashing. And security has a lot of hashing in it. So, if you really want to, you could supplement the stuff I'm saying in my videos, then go watch other folks' videos, because I'm just giving it to you for the people who watching my channel to take a look at this stuff. And if what I'm saying is probably a little too basic, then you could go and watch the MIT course or the Harvard CS50, whatever it's called, and they would actually go. Now I think CS50. They will go into more detail and kind of show you the how what computer science is really like, and what it'll be like being a computer science major. Those courses could get real rough. And the reason why I know some of this stuff is because I do research on the side. I look this stuff up. I don't want to get out here and put the wrong information out. So, but the other thing is, some of this stuff is just memory, and that's why I say it. And the stuff that I say is memory. I tell you that this is the things I notice about trees. So when you look at the trees, or when you look at the tree data structure, you're gonna see that these are nodes linked together through. They are nodes linked with a left and right child, and then you're gonna have a link going back up. So you know what? One good thing. How do you get back to the parent? In most trees, you can't get back to the parent. It is done recursively. So when the function come back, now he's going to visit his data, and then it'll have a return function in memory going back up to the parent. And that's some of the things that when you get into recursion, you're going to start seeing. And I don't think I made that part clear in my video, because I just mentioned the word recursion, and we see it all the time. Recursion is everywhere. And it's just like, I remember when I was getting those payday loans. You go to super payday loan because your little bitty work check is $200, and now I have to go get another loan because I have to pay somebody else back. So you get a loan, you get one loan to pay another loan back. So that's two levels of recursion right there, because you're getting a loan to pay another loan. And that's the way these loan companies trick people, and a lot of people just running around here broke, especially back in around the Great Recession, 2008 and 2009. We have Pedro here. Yeah, those payday loans will get you. Yeah, it's definitely a dangerous game to play, and a lot of times you don't have no choice. But we might have to give up that cable TV or Netflix or something. You just get. I mean, the best thing to do is to go without something that you really want. Fast food, whatever. Get rid of it, and then next month get back on your feet. And I mean, sometimes you'd be like, you got a payday loan. What you got it for? I mean, you want to take a vacation. All right. You're taking a vacation. So that means you should have saved your money in advance so you didn't have to get a damn payday loan. Payday loans are for emergencies. Flat tires. Yeah, you got to get your car fixed and stuff like that. Stuff that you didn't know was going to happen. And because just imagine this shit here happened to you. You get a payday loan to go on a vacation somewhere. Come back from your vacation, and then your car stop running. Then you're gonna be, now you see where that recursion come in. Now you got to go back to another payday loan place and get another payday loan. So that's how I mean, it's common sense. I mean, I don't want to bore y'all with this payday loan shit, but that was the example I used in my video because I actually did it. I used to do it a lot. I remember when I was married, we used to go and laugh and joke about this shit, about to go do some recursion on them loans again. And she knew exactly what I was talking about because, that's just the way I used to. And then it's almost like you could see it. I mean, we had 5 of them bitches, 5 payday loans. So, and if you think about it, each payday loan carries $40 interest. So when you get paid, you have 5 loans, 5 times 40, that's $200. And suppose the payday loan you get is $200. Not all the interest, not the interest on the payday loans is greater than all the loans. So it really, really just becomes bad business to mess with those payday loans. Interest percentage is what the payday loan companies like to kill us with. Yep. So, and what they do is they'll tack on some fees. They'll come up with a open and closing fee. Because, and then when you look at the interest rates on it, they say 500% and 600% interest. That means knock that loan out just knock it out next time you get paid, and you should be fine. But that also means, as bad and as terrible as it is, get a good job. Try to find a good job. And if you don't have a good job, then don't live in a means where you try and do things that you can't afford to do to get into those payday loans. I suffered that same problem. Car notes. All my cars used now. I'll never want another car note again. I buy my phones used, so why shouldn't I get my cars used? Everything in life. I mean, if I could buy anything in life used, I want it. Yeah, it's a vicious, Shark Fin Tech said, it's a vicious cycle, almost as bad as borrowing money from the mob. And you know what? I think I'd rather borrow money from the mob. At least with the mob, I got a chance of just going to be like, hey, bro, I don't have your money. They might throw me in the trunk of a car or something, but they want their money, so they're gonna be like, all right, bring us our money. And they most I mean, at least in most gangster movies, they're not charging you ridiculous interest and stuff. They just want them. If they loan you $1 million, they want $1 million back, or whatever they agreed, $1 million plus 100,000. They're not gonna be like, all right, just come back and open another loan. And I mean, that's how you do it. Yeah, the sad part is you probably pay less in interest. Yeah, the interest is less, and most of the times. But the thing is, you have to pay the principal. So on a $200 loan, you're gonna in 2 weeks you're gonna have to pay $240. And if you think about that, and so you paying $80 a month. So in a month you paying $80 for a $200 loan. And if you multiply 80 times 12, which is the year, 8 times 12, that's $480 you just paid for a damn $200 loan. So that means that you have what a 200 and something % interest rate right there. And that's why, you know, if you're rich, that's why these companies do it. Yeah, so Sharky said, he heard the mob charges 100% interest. And if you don't pay them, they might break your kneecap. If I'd rather, well, I don't want the mob coming after me because I ain't scared of them. Because I got, you know. But what I'm saying is that a broken kneecap, I take a broken kneecap if I could walk away with $1 million. If that's the price, but yeah, they might break. I know what you mean, though. They might break your kneecap instead of charging you interest. But the thing is, you know, is you're dealing with people, so sometimes people are more understanding than these loan sharks. Yep. Yeah. So yeah. The principle is the amount you borrow. Yes, exactly. So that's the thing about, you know, and the thing is, this is a real life use of recursion. Not really a computer science topic, data structures, but when you get loans to pay loans, or if you stand in front of a mirror and put another mirror behind you, that's another example of recursion. Recursion just is another way of saying you're gonna start doing the same thing before you finish it. And I use like if you take a picture of a person taking a picture, that's a good example of recursion. You have all type of examples of it. And the fish example, what a fish eat another. You know, the movie Nemo, Finding Nemo, had a real good example of that. They had one little small fish got ate up by this big fish, and then a bigger one ate that one. And then at the end, I think they did it about 5 times. And then this big damn fish looked like it took about 10 seconds for it to pass. I mean, and I think that one got ate by another one. So yeah, they brought the idea of recursion home in that movie. I really liked. I mean, there's a lot of examples of recursion in real life, but overall, that's just one thing. And then I talked about nodes, and a node is just a node is the way that the data structure links together our data. And it's in a tree, you're gonna have a left node and a right node because those nodes are they are tied together with a key. And the actual entire data structure. Really, when you implement a binary search tree or in a tree structure, the beginning of the data structure will point to the head node or the first node, and that's where you would actually start adding data to it. So, and when I say data, so if you suppose you have I mean a tree data structure that holds basic numbers. But then you have a key value and you have the numeric value for the data. That's where it'll kind of be like, you know, that's overkill to use a tree if you're just going to store an int. If you're going to use a tree, you're probably going to be storing something bigger because as you add data, as you add to it, you know, this thing is going to grow in space. That's what they call space complexity, where the more data you put inside these nodes, the bigger, the more space is going to take up in memory. And then you look at something called time complexity. That's another video that I would like to be able to get to whenever I compare the why would you want to use a tree versus why would you want to use a different data structure. So space and time complexity. If you're interested in data structures, look that up. And this stuff is what makes it so people get hired in these jobs at Google paying $200,000 a year. And data structures is the key. When you look for these jobs, they're gonna ask you to do some coding practice problems, and they want to see how good you could think. And can you think your way through this? And we also had grandma loves, well, actually hates tech. I think I just created a new name for her. Grandma loves tech. She really do like tech. I mean, she know about these bird feeders and stuff. Currently watching a show on Netflix about coding. So making her own digital currency. So I think make your own digital currency. I think that's kind of like blockchain. And what blockchain is this. I'm no expert in it, so don't take my word for it. But I think the way people get, like, if you lose your location on this blockchain, then you can't encrypt the next block in the chain. So that whole entire piece of the currency is lost. So it's almost blockchain almost use a linked list type structure where where you have access to the next portion of data, but the only way you could get the previous is to know the key because it's encrypted. And I remember a guy lost his key. A guy threw a hard drive away with his key to whatever they encrypted. He lost his key, so he was like, he'll give somebody $1 million to search the landfill. So I don't think he ever got his money and got his key. It said he lost it in a landfill. Have anyone heard of that story? I think that was either last year or the year before. Blockchain. And Bitcoin been around for a long time. I never would be the person who would gamble like that because I have bad luck, and I know if I would have invested in Bitcoin, if I would have spent $1,000 on Bitcoin, I probably would cash in and get $5 back. But now it look like if you would have spent $100 worth of Bitcoin back in 2008, 2009, whenever it was when they were mining it and doing everything like that, I think that probably would have got you close to probably at least $50,000. I'm guessing. I'm not sure, but if I could go back in time, I would buy the shit out of some Bitcoin. But there are things coming up. I mean, and the thing is it won't be a bigger payoff as it is with Bitcoin because that was in the beginning, and nobody know. We don't know what's the next Bitcoin or the next Amazon stock, whatever the hell is going to be next. It's just a chance you have to take, and you have to look at what these companies doing when they putting out these they reports. So I really would want to see what's going to happen with the future. Oh, let me see what Sharky just said. So I heard the story. Yeah, so he heard the story a couple of months ago. The guy actually threw away his hard drive that had a Bitcoin key embedded, and yeah. I mean, he never recovered it. Yeah, he never got it. He never got his money. Somebody probably trying to find it. So yeah, keeping it techy. Another guy who covers tech. You were streaming today, wasn't you? Oh no, that's tomorrow. Yep. So yeah, I think you're gonna be covering what you gonna be covering in your stream tomorrow. Yeah, because I do end this at around 7. Oh yeah, yeah, this knowledge. I mean, this just a combination of reading a lot of books. I mean, it's kind of, it's common knowledge, especially this whole computer science thing. It's just when you take your time to learn something, go to school for this shit, you're not gonna just let anybody just, it's like it's you could tell when somebody, like, if somebody has a computer science degree or say they got a computer science degree, they're gonna mention data structures. They're gonna mention some type of programming sequence or programming language. You just can't go around and fake having a computer science degree, just like you can't fake having a lawyer. You can't fake being a lawyer, because a real lawyer, they could see it, and you definitely can't fake being a doctor. So yeah, Sharky is saying that he is. No expert on cryptocurrency, but my understanding is that you should always use a digital wallet, and that's an IOW. What is IOW? Slash cloud based, and not SSD based keys. So, see, this is a good example of shit that I don't know anything about. So, I do know what a digital wallet is. So yeah, I guess what he's saying is that if you back your keys up and you make sure you have a copy of it, or use a wallet, or you're going to be in trouble the day you decide to cash out. And I never got into crypto, but it is looking good. I really think crypto is it, but man, it's volatile too. In other words, oh, okay. Oh, but you know what, man? Nothing wrong, man. We throw slangs out around here, but if I don't know what, being in the military is ABC everything shit. So a lot of times I don't be knowing any of this stuff either. Oh yeah, yeah. So exactly, keeping it techy. Somebody will call you out if you're trying to fake it. So I know you cover stuff like networking and degrees and stuff like. Stuff like that. Like if you running around talking about you have a plus certification, and and then the thing is, you don't have to know what an AT motherboard is, but you at least have to know a little bit about, well, they got a small motherboard and damn big motherboard. But you don't have to know the exact terminology used, because those words change. AT motherboard, XT motherboard, and damn all, they are all types of motherboards, but and they have and you have to know like what a CMOS set and all that stuff. So when you get in the A+ certification, it's gonna teach you. You're gonna study a lot of that stuff, and a lot of times you're probably gonna forget it. And yeah, but the thing is, you won't forget it so bad till you'll be like, um, I don't. If you learned how to program, you should. If you learned how to program, even if it's 40 years ago, you should at least be able to say, you know what, I learned COBOL back in 1971, but I kind of know what a loop look like, or what a if statement is, but I might not know how to create a function or something. But that's the type of stuff. Yep. So yeah, the IT field is big. And when it comes down to computer systems, I know keeping it techy. I know that you do a lot of stuff with Linux, and man, Linux is I mean, man, you could do so much stuff with it. And I remember when like I'm working on a project with Linux right now. Yeah, so Dexter Jackson. So yeah, that knowledge base is the foundation, and it doesn't go away easy. I mean, that's true. It's like riding a bike. When you learn the foundation of computer science, really, the real fundamentals is like input, output, 1 and 0, on and off. That type of stuff you will never lose. If you learned a little bit about programming, basic programming is like control flow structures. No matter what language you learn, I mean, it's things that I mean, I bet you one thing. I bet you remember some bullshit. Like I bet you remember if it was 1970 and you saw what who was, you went to Grandmaster Flash concert. I bet you remember that. I bet you 50 years later you still could remember the words to that song. If that's fundamental, you still could remember that. So that means, damn it, if you had to read a book this thick on COBOL, you still should be able to know that. For real. So yeah, I want to open the floor up to anybody who got some questions down there. Open time, I can stay later, anybody want to know, shit, got any issues, any channel reviews, computer issues, Windows 11. Do you like Windows 11? Do anybody know how to get the beta release of Windows 11? I tried looking for it and can't find it at all. The source that I went to, they already took it down. And I know a lot of people probably not even giving a damn about Windows 11. Windows isn't like what it used to be. We used to be in line rushing to try and go and buy this thing. I remember back when Vista came out. Oh man, people were buying new. Make sure I want a computer with Vista on it. I want a computer with XP. And another terrible example version of Windows was Windows. Hold on, was Windows Millennium. So this is the Savage Scientist, Ed, Governor of the state of Swampland. I'm about to end this thing here. Till next week, smart home devices. Peace out.